Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review for you of this very interesting little watch right here. This is the Citizen Promaster, let's see here, what's the freaking number on this? BN0150 diver. Some of you may be thinking, but Nick, you already reviewed the Promaster diver before. Yes, I did, but that was actually a different Promaster. That was the BN0191. This is a slightly older model, which I actually thought was discontinued for a little while, till my buddy Josh said, hey Nick, want to borrow one? And I checked, it's like, holy crap, they still make it? Yes, I do, because it's a cool little piece. So, there you go, and actually, there you go. Thanks very much, Josh, for loaning this guy along. Very nice to check it out. Next thing, let's do some size measurement on this. This is a watch that feels larger than it is. It's like deceptively small. It comes in here at 43 millimeters overall width on this guy. It comes in lug-to-lug distance, which is very often, at least for me, a wearability concern. Comes in around 48 millimeters here, which is nice. The overall lug width on it is right around 20 millimeters, and the face width on it is around 30 millimeters. And then the very important dimension is 11.5 millimeters thick. That is not so thick at all. If only Omega could pull that off these days. But anyways, I digress. So that is that's the overall size of this guy. And actually, let's do some direct size comparison. Here it is against the Citizen BM0180. This is one of my go-to watches to recommend to people as an inexpensive choice, and you know what? This is also a very nice watch for an inexpensive choice. Here it is against another diver. This is the Seiko Samurai, which is a mechanical diver, which is much more expensive, but also much more mechanical, and also quite nice. And then here is a much more expensive diver. This is the Omega Seamaster Professional 300, which is also, yeah, there you go. So there is that. And then finally, a quick note. Like I said, I've already looked at the other Citizen Promaster. This is an older version of it, and Citizen watches, if you haven't heard of them, you've probably been living under a rock, because they do really, really nice work. So let's go ahead and jump into the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly of this very, very nice little watch right here. So to start with, this guy has a very nice movement in it. I know what you're thinking. Well, Nick, it's a quartz watch. What gives? Well, yeah, but the thing is, not all quartz is equal. There are quartz watches that have really nice features, like, for instance, solar charging. This is a solar charging quartz watch, and that is a beautiful thing. That means that this will, just by wearing it out and about in the sun and whatnot, this will stay running. It's got like a 6-month power reserve or something like that. It's a quick set date, which basically means if I pull this out to the first position here, and bam, see, now it's the 11th, etc. And that's really helpful when it is, for instance, recently February 28th, to get yourself back on the track there. Accuracy-wise, it's a quartz watch, so it's good to go. We're looking around 0.1 seconds per day, clocking this guy. And, you know, honestly, as much as I like mechanical watches, quartz remains the very best choice for everyday carry, just because you get things like durability, you get just long power reserve, etc. This is just a really nice choice in movement overall. Next thing, this guy is, like I said, I like the size of this very much, because it feels big like a modern watch should. A lot of folks do like a larger watch, but this also has a reasonable, I don't know, size-wise, it's in a very, very nice place, where it doesn't look at all out of place on somebody with smaller wrists, like, for instance, myself. See, look, not out of place. But at the same time, it is also a perfectly reasonable size for people of larger wrists. I think it's just in a really good domain here. That's nice. Next thing, it is available in a black version, which is the, let's see here, BN0150, and there is a blue version, the 0151, which has a blue band, blue face, etc. That's always a nice little detail. Next thing, this guy is, speaking of nice little details, if we take a look here, what we can see is that there is actually some degree of polishing around the hour hand, down here, as well as around the individual indices. So I know what you're thinking, well, Nick, that doesn't matter that much, but the simple fact is that the polish actually allows you, as you can kind of see right here, the polishing allows you to see the hour markers in the hour hand a little bit more readily in low light conditions, even if the lume isn't fully charged. That can be a very nice thing, and it makes it's a little thing, but it can make a big difference. Next thing, this is a durable watch. This is a quartz movement, like I said, but it's also a pretty solid metal case here, and you know, the brushed case on this guy will hide the wear that you go through on everyday life. This is, if you're gonna beat on a watch, this is not a bad watch to beat on, all things considered. It's quite nice in that, and you know, you've also got things like the offset crown down here, which means this won't be poking into your wrist as you're wearing it, and it's got this crown guard on here, so even if you catch it on something, it's not going to hurt it too bad. I gotta say, in durability terms, this is a really nice option, and so that's good. And actually, one of the level of durability is actually the Aquatic Durability variety. This is a watch with very solid diving credentials. I mean, I'm not a scuba diver, so what the heck do I know? But it is 200 meters worth of water resistance, which is more than most people will use. But even if you're not a scuba diver, that means that over time, as the seals break down a little bit, you've got a very big margin for error here. You've also got yourself a nice dive bezel right here. So check that out. Oh, yeah. Very, very nice detail there. And, you know, it's unidirectional, so, you know, it can't go the other direction. You know, won't die. Well, you can die while wearing the watch, but it's not on the watch, really. So that's good, because you wouldn't run out of air or anything like that. And then it has a very nice lume. It is a loomed pip and everything. Like, do I really not have a flashlight on my table and I'm a freaking flashlight reviewer? Is that the way my life is right now? So it is. So it is. But okay. Anyways, as a lume pip, and actually that brings us to the next point, which is that the lume on this guy is very nice. Charge it off camera here. See, oh yeah. Yeah, that's some luminosity right there. You get full lume on all of the hour pips, as well as the minute hand, as well as the second hand and the hour hand. And also, one thing that I have to note is, look, they've even taken the time to put a loomed pip next to the date. The date takes up half of a pip, rather than completely replacing one of them. And that's actually really nice. So often people will just skip the lume where the date is. I just like having that extra point of reference there. It's a nice thing. One of the little thing is, take a look at the 12 p.m. marker here. You can see that that's the only one with the little bite taken out of it. That just, again, adds distinguishability. Even if you're not necessarily sure what orientation you're in, say at 2 a.m. because you just got up because you heard something, this will let you know that. Is it a big deal? No, but it's a very nice little detail. So to me, all of that is the good. It's got great lume. It's a solid dive cred. It's got a very solid feeling to it. Some nice polish around the hour end, around the indices. It's available in black and blue, reasonably sized with a very, very solid movement. On the great side, to me, the price on this is so good. This is it's under $150. I mean, you can see them listed elsewhere, but just looking around on, Amazon, although Amazon isn't a great place to buy watches, but even if you go to a good AD who sells Citizen, they will be able to help you out a little bit here, and you can probably get in the $150 range pretty much any day of the week. And you know what? It's way under the price of a bunch of the other stuff that's out there right now. I mean, you ask people for a budget diver, they'll tell you like the Seiko SKX, which is just an inaccurate mess at this kind of price. No, this is just schooling everything that's in this area here. And considering how many really bad quartz watches are in this range, they have a really good one here. Oh, yeah. So to me, that's what's great here, is this price is just astoundingly good. So on the bad side, first off, there are some things that are, I shouldn't expect, but I kind of miss. For instance, this doesn't have a perpetual calendar. Oh, no, horror of horrors, which means that you'll have to reset the date on 28 or 30-day months, whatever, not a big deal. The hand alignment isn't perfect here. You can see it's not so bad off, but it's not exactly pointing at every hand. It does a little worse down in this neck of the woods. It is using a mineral crystal rather than a sapphire crystal, which means that it will not shatter quite as easily, but it will take scratches more readily, which is, I prefer sapphire generally. It doesn't have an independent hour hand, which means that if you have to spring forward or fall back, or you change time zones, you're going to lose your accuracy on the second hand. Not a huge deal, and it doesn't come with a bracelet. As you can see here, this instead comes with a dive strap, and you know what? Okay, whatever. For the price, I guess. I do prefer a bracelet, and yeah, so, but those are things I'm probably being unrealistic at this price point. This strap, though, I would like to see better, because not only is it just not a great strap, it's kind of super stiff. I mean, even Casio bundles better, bracelets, straps with their things. But then to include the dive decompression limits on this guy, like, okay, look, let's be real here for a second, Citizen. Most of the people, like myself, who buy dive watches are not actually divers. This is pure pretense. We are desk divers. If I had to ever deal with more than 10 feet of water, I would drown in like a freaking heartbeat. So, that is absolutely 100% not necessary for roughly everybody who's going to buy this. And if you are a high-end, fancy technical diver, you're probably going to have a dive computer in it. So, including this on the strap, it's like, we want dive pretense, but not that much, or at least I'm speaking for myself here. Not a big deal, but it's said you could probably get rid of it somehow. There's probably some solvent or another, but nah, not for me. The other thing about this strap, like I said, is that it's just not super. It's just very stiff, unfortunately. I imagine it might kind of smooth out a little bit over time, but I'm just not a huge fan of the strap in general. But honestly, that's the worst thing about this guy, is the strap it comes on. The actual head of the watch, I guess I'm not a big fan of the fact that the minute hand isn't reflective around on the outside in even any places. But you know what? It's the orange thing, whatever. They're going for style. There's not much to complain about here. So, to me, that's what's bad, is that the strap isn't compelling. And it includes the freaking decompression units with really? Okay, no. And then it's got a bunch of things, or it's lacking, that is, a bunch of things that I shouldn't expect this price anyway. This price point, that is, anyways, like, you know, say, doesn't have a sapphire crystal, doesn't have a bracelet, no perpetual cal. Okay, whatever, it's $150. I can live with this. On the ugly front, I mean, that's ugly, but it's not ugly, so I think we're done here. We can go into our final conclusion. And my final conclusion for this is kind of like, this is why you buy a quartz watch. I mean, it's some very real level. This right here is a tour de force of quartzitude, because it has all of the things that quartz has going for it. It is a durable watch. It is a great movement, great accuracy, all of those sorts of things. You can get great lume on it. You get some nice details, and even given all of that, you're still paying $150 or less. Wow. Quartz for functionality is just a powerhouse. This is a functional masterpiece. I mean, sure, you'll scratch the mineral crystal a little bit down the road, and you're missing some of the features of the high-end quartz piece, or a high-end mechanical for that matter, and you're probably going to want a better strap or a bracelet or something. But guys, the simple fact is, this is freaking amazing for everyday carry. It's just astounding. I mean, at some level, this is all the watch I need. It's all the watch you need. And because it's durable, it's accurate, it charges from the sun, you don't need to think about it. You buy this guy, you set it down, you change it like twice a year for daylight savings time, and you dick with the date on occasion if you use the date window. But mostly, you just let it work, and you put it on your wrist, and it runs, and it runs, and it runs, and it runs, and it runs. This is just really, really freaking good. You don't need to worry about it, and this is why quartz watches are the very best choice for most people, and I feel like this is among the purer expressions of that goodness. And compared to mechanical divers available even for $100, $200 more, this is miles ahead, functionally speaking. This is just so damn good. Now, mind you, is this the watch I would want to wear every day? No, both because I'm not a huge fan of the styling personally, and because I'm completely insane, and I do enjoy the jewelry aspect, the higher-end timepieces. And there are lots of other great options to consider, too. I don't want to make it sound like this is the only good watch. No, absolutely. I mean, if you're looking for something you don't need to dive in, the BM8180 is a really great choice, and you can upgrade to the newer Promaster, the BN0191, that is, if you want a little bit more style and a little bit of a nicer bracelet. Or if you want to go crazy, you can go up to that the perpetual diver if you want more of a jewelry factor. I got reviews of both those up. If you want to go mechanical, you probably want to jump up to the Seiko Turtle or the Seiko Samurai. I like the Samurai a lot. This is a much bigger watch on pretty much every dimension, and it's also mechanical, so you're going to have less accuracy. You're going to have, some other concerns like that. But you will get that satisfaction of having some spinny gears in there telling you the time, which is nice. But yeah, I think if you want to go mechanical, you're jumping up to this level, to the $300, $400, $500 level. And no SKX fanboys, I know about it, but I'm not recommending it. Just no. And of course, if you were like me and you would much rather pay 36 times as much for this, well, there is always the Omega Seamaster Professional, which, I love. I think it's gorgeous, but in practice, functionally speaking, yeah, they're about neck and neck. Better bracelet. So, like I said, that's the insanity that we were talking about earlier. I love that watch, but that's because I'm freaking nuts. So, the thing is, best of all, you could buy this watch, and you could own this watch for years. You could destroy it. You could buy another one. You could own it for years. You could destroy it. You could buy a third one, own it for years, destroy it, all for less the price than it would cost me to service this guy freaking once. So that's kind of a beautiful thing. And all of that combined makes it very, very, very easy to recommend this little gem of a functional timepiece. That's right, gem, I said it. I mean, for this kind of price, for this kind of functionality, even if it is on a non-compelling strap here, you know what? This is just good. I can't say anything other than just, wow. This is good. So if you are after something that is great in the water, it's great on land, and absolutely stupendous on the wallet, then this little guy, I think, is going to dive straight into your heart. So there you go. I hope this has been interesting to you, and that you have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.